Hello, Gibson family and friends. I'm thinking this morning about what do I want to say to you? I love this opportunity with these weekly, couple times a week videos to just share some encouraging words with you or whatever it may be. I don't know, do you sometimes feel like enough already? Are you filled up to the brim and overflowing with words? It seems as though we can't tune in our televisions, we can't tune in to social media if that's our place. It's hard to look anywhere and not be inundated and overrun with words. And that doesn't mean that those words are bad. Words are necessary and we need to communicate well, especially in times of pandemic and times of social unrest, of civil rights conflict, and so on. Important words are important. And the last thing I want to do is to just add more words to the mix. So I want to pick my words carefully. And I'm preparing for our next sermon series out of the book of 2 Corinthians. And I'm struck again at the way that Paul begins the letter. This is common in so many letters, but he says to this Corinthian church that is so in trouble by so many standards. They are in trouble. And Paul says simply, grace and peace. Grace and peace. Such significant words and realities that we need in our lives. Grace and peace. Are you overrun by the words swirling around us today? Grace and peace. Are you overwhelmed by the news of more cases of coronavirus? That there are no states that are reporting a decline in numbers as of this morning? Grace and peace. Are you hearing all kinds of plans for stores and retail and even churches coming back and regathering? And does that leave you with a certain unsettledness? Grace and peace. Are you longing to experience a measure of life, some measure of life and routine, the way that we used to experience it? Are you tired of living with the uncertainty? Are you tired of living with unknowns and questions? Grace and peace. Are you troubled by hearing and seeing all the unrest in our culture around us and it's spread into the world? Are you troubled by the fact that there still is racism in our world, where a person's skin color will determine how they are treated, how they are spoken to, the kinds of freedoms that they enjoy or don't enjoy? Grace and peace. Are you conflicted and are you convicted even of your own participation, as I am, in a system that is stacked for those who have voice and those who have wealth and those who have influence and power in our culture, and often by the color of our skin? Grace and peace. Are you fearful when you see all the tensions boil over and the violence and the fighting and just again the kind of unrest that we see overnight often in some of our big cities? Do those problems seem too big, too much? Grace and peace. Are you just overwhelmed with the reality that life in the world right now is not the way that it should be. It's not the way that God intended. It's not the way that God designed. Things are not the way they're supposed to be. Grace and peace. Friends, those are such good and important words we need to hear. Grace and peace. It's not the end. There's more that needs to be said, certainly, and without adding to the tumult of words all around us, on Thursday I want to share another pair of words that I think are equally important and follow from grace and peace. But on this day, it's my prayer that you experience grace and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ, as Paul said to the Corinthian church. Friends, I hope you have a good day today. I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, shalom.